Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Roughie's football show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin. It is Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us on our YouTube channel and for subscribing as well to get all our unique video content. In the studio, Alan Rough, we've got Tam McManus and Barry Ferguson all here to look ahead to tonight's full card in the Premiership. Yeah, lots to talk about. First and foremost, it's not really for us to get involved in any of the media furores over the last 24 to 48 hours, other than to comment on football issues. What I will say, though, Roughie, is Celtic have asked for Sky Sports to explain the translation of the interview with Alfredo Morelos. Here is what they have to say about it. Celtic Football Club has today asked Sky Sports to conduct an investigation into an interview broadcast yesterday which accused Celtic supporters of racist behaviour. Translations provided to Celtic Football Club have shown inconsistencies between the words spoken during the interview broadcast and the subtitles used by Sky Sports. In particular, and most concerning, while the broadcaster used the following subtitle on screen, afterwards it was very frustrating to hear the crowd screaming at me. They were saying offensive and racist words. Mr Morelos does not use these words anywhere within the extended interview, which has been broadcast across Sky's platforms. Celtic has asked Sky Sports to clarify their position on this matter. Well, the interview has been taken down, and I think what's really to be looked into is who translated it in the first place. And I think after that, people can pass comments. Celtic can obviously look and seek maybe an apology, or Sky Sports can look and see if there is a legitimate reason for the difference between what was said and what was actually translated.
Yeah, you would have thought a company of that magnitude wouldn't have fallen into that trap. But as you said there, you know, they've identified that how serious the accusation is, and they've pulled it. So that just shows you how bad. Yep,
absolutely. We'll wait to see the clarity on the translation, and of course, if there is indeed any further investigation on it. The upshot of it all is it's just a continuation of, you know, the headlines that continue to follow Alfredo Morelos. One thing that you cannot dismiss out of hand is quite simply that Alfredo Morelos does actually get abuse, and that's wrong.
Absolutely, I think he does get abuse, but I think it's in terms of he's a quality football player. Bad players don't get booed. I think that's as plain and simple as that. That if you're a top player and if you're a danger in opposition, they're going to boo you. They're going to try and put you off your game. And unfortunately, I never got much of that. But Barry would have got a lot more kind of abuse for being a top player. But you've just got to take it. I don't think I think a lot has been taken out of context. I think he does get abuse, but I think it's simply because he is a good player and he's a threat to opposition and they don't like him.
Yep, and I think the other thing about it, which shouldn't be lost here, Barry, there are lots of players, homegrown players as well, who also equally get abuse as well. So I don't think it's one of these situations where you can look and say it's because of the fact that he comes from another country, or in the fact that he's a black player playing in this country. Lots of people from all backgrounds get abuse in the game.
We've all suffered it, Peter, and I totally agree with Tam. It's because he's a good player. And he does damage to opposition teams. He's going to get it. I'm afraid that's what happens when you do play with one of the biggest clubs about, and Rangers and the Celtic players will get it as well. And it's part of living in the west of Scotland. So I'm sure he would have been told this before he came, and I'm sure he's realised that it's part and parcel of playing with a big club.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as on-field misdemeanours, Celtic and Hamilton have been charged for failing to act in an orderly fashion, Roughie, during that Lee Griffiths bust-up. Lee Griffiths will not be banned, first of all. Is that the right right decision. And secondary to that, is it much to do about nothing with the altercation between the players?
Yeah, for me it is. I think it's just the SFA laying down a mark to everybody else to say that we're not going to tolerate this kind of behaviour. We'll sort it down in England, I think, a lot more than up here. But I'm sure the clubs will move on for this. I don't think it was a big deal at all.
Yeah, OK. If you are looking at the card tonight, then quite simply, everyone wondering, is there going to be a slip-up from one half of the Old Firm or the other? Celtic are at Fir Park to take on Motherwell. And here's the rest of the fixtures on offer. Aberdeen, St Johnstone, the Hearts, Kilmarnock, Rangers at home to Hibs, Ross County, Livingston and St Mirren against Hamilton. Well, Motherwell have Rolando in their side. They might not have James Scott, he's moved on, but Neil Lennon says they are up against a very difficult team tonight.
Yes, they're a good side and they play nice football, and Long's a danger man, and they've got good pace wide, good rotation in midfield. So yeah, we're in for a difficult game. We know that. We've negotiated the last 2 games against them quite well, but tomorrow's a different one. But it's one that we want to win.
Tam, great atmosphere at Fir Park as ever. They're a good football team. They're good to watch. I enjoy what they've got to offer. They might even add Tony Watt to their striking positions. Maybe not for this game, but certainly I think it would be a good addition for the second half of the season. Yeah,
I think he'd be a good addition. I think Tony's a player who is kind of similar to myself. He's had a lot of clubs in terms of his career. I think he's only 25, 26. So I think it's important for Tony to settle down and try and get a club where he can stay at for 2 or 3 seasons. He comes back home to Scotland. He's from Lanarkshire. He's a local boy as well. So I think that'd be a good signing for Motherwell. I think it's important for Tony now to get his head down, get games and show how good a player he can be.
Good to see him back as well, Tam, because you always need a good movie review just to whether you want to go and see any in the cinema. Is that fair?
You did. He's like the Scottish Barry Norman, isn't he? On social media. He's obviously right into his films as well. So, yeah. Listen, I think he's a good football player. I think he's got good ability, but I just think he needs to settle down somewhere and play for a couple of seasons and fulfil his potential.
Yeah, if he wants to become a pundit, there's no point in coming here, Roughie. We like a right good night out. None of that going to the movies all the time.
No, you could do both, couldn't you? There's some picture halls now have alcohol in them.
Yeah.
So you could have just blend the 2 of them in.
don't forget also, if you go to these picture halls, if the air raid siren comes off, and the Second World War is still continuing in Roughie's mind. Barry, let's move on. Rangers against Hibs. I mentioned the word slip-ups because I think the last thing Rangers fans want is any slip-up against Hibs tonight.
No, plain and simple, Peter, it can't happen. I read an article, Stevie Davis says that the players had a meeting by themselves, and I was pleased to read that and hear that. Sometimes it's good for the players just to have a good talk amongst each other, because it can't always lie with the manager. So
well, I've got to ask you this. You mentioned that the other players have had a chat. Stephen Gerrard says the players need to focus on the job in hand and ignore the outside noise. Think about some of the really difficult times you were involved in with Rangers. How easy is it to ignore the noise of what's going on?
It's impossible, because players read papers, players watch the TV. You can't get away from it. So, as I said, it's important that the players have had a chat. That shows me they care, Peter. So they've obviously not been happy when they've come back for their winter break. They've not produced on the pitch. And plain and simple, they need to get back to winning ways. And that's the reason why they've held that meeting. As I said, the manager can't always do it. It's sometimes the players have got to take the responsibility on their own shoulders. And I was glad to see that happen. So hopefully they'll get a positive out of it tonight and get the result.
Stephen Gerrard is confident that they've got enough to see off Hibs.
We're ready for Hibs. We're aware of their challenge. They're a good team. But they're a team that within the last 4 or 5 weeks we be quite comfortable by doing really well, both in and out of possession. So the players know what it takes. And I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce back quicker than what people think.
Yeah, what about your old side, Tam? I mean, can Hibs go there? It's every time Hibs do manage to come through to Glasgow and get a win, I think they release it as a DVD. I think the one that sticks in my mind is Ivan Sproul. When I think of that. Oh, did you play in that? I mean, it was like a hare, wasn't he?
Honestly, it's an unbelievable second half. I couldn't believe it was happening. But listen, see, at the end of the day, we come off the pitch, we weren't good enough. They deserve to win the game. Sometimes you've got to just take it on the chin and move on.
Sometimes you need a player who's capable of something out of the ordinary. Is Dodge that man as a match winner for you tonight?
It could be. I mean, as I said at the very start when I first seen Christian Dodge, I mean, I thought he was a waste of money. I'll be perfectly honest. I watched him the first few games. 300 grand is a huge outlay for Hibs, and I just didn't see it with him. I think the key's been Hickenbottom leaving and Jack Ross coming in, because he scored 15 goals. I think these last 15 games he's been flying. He's getting all sorts of goals. Headers, tap-ins, edge of the box, brilliant for him, brilliant for Hibs. They've got a goal scorer now they can hang their hat on. Whether they can go to Ibrox tonight and get a result is another matter, but I think they'll score tonight. I think they've definitely got goals in them, Hibs. Can they keep it out at the other end, Rangers out at the other end? That's the key question.
Yeah, who'd have thought players not playing for a manager they don't like, Roughie? They'll never catch on. Anyway.
Why are you looking at me?
I was looking at everybody. Like, get that guilt off your shoulder.
A good look at me for 2 or 3 seconds.
What about the Jambos? Of course, I just get this feeling, Roughie, that sooner or later it's all going to kick in. Big win against Rangers, and you're thinking, are they really going to kick on from there? They need to do that, but off the pitch as well, they've got the news that Anne Budge will have all her money back. The fans will have control of the club very shortly. I think Anne Budge will stay on. It's all rosy in the garden that way. The last thing they need is relegation.
No, the fans have been absolutely incredible, to buy into everything that was put in front of them and to turn up in the numbers when they were going through the right bad spell is all credit to them. I'm sure Anne Budge and herself will make up, whether she wants to stay or not. It just depends whether she's enjoyed everything that's went along, the highs and the lows and everything. But I think Hearts will turn it round and get away from the relegation zone.
Yeah, do you think they're going to win tonight?
Yes, I do. I think they'll win tonight, yeah.
I think it'll be a tough game. I think Command have turned the corner. So I think it'll be a difficult game for Hearts. So I'll go for a draw.
Yeah, I don't see them getting relegated, Barry. And overall, how would you view Anne Budge as the owner, the saviour, and her time in control of Hearts?
I've got to be honest with you, I think she's done an incredible job. I enjoy listening to her when she does an interview. She's honest, and she's crazy on Hearts, so I think she's done a magnificent job, and I'm sure the Hearts fans see that as well.
Yeah, okay. So from Hearts against Kelly, which is a crucial game, suddenly Aberdeen against St Johnstone. And again, there's nothing worse when you sign a new player and he says, I'm using it as a stepping stone to the Premier League in England. Should we be surprised by that, Roughie?
No, a lot of managers will say he's showing ambition, and if we can get the best out of him, it means that we've got a good player. The only thing I always worry about Aberdeen is midweek games. Midweek games are... They seem to churn up strange results, like Hamilton going up there and losing. I'm going down that road of, I'll cut to the chase. I'm going to go for an Aberdeen win.
I just wonder.
I knew he was going to say that.
It's utterly unique having you on the show. Ronald Hernandez has declared his desire to use Aberdeen to get down south. But I don't think the Dons fans will care if he's there on a deal and just helps them.
Peter, I've not got a problem with that, honestly. I don't know what Barry thinks of that. If a guy comes in at a lower level and he wants to play at a higher level and he proclaims it, go and do it. Go and do it then.
Yeah.
If you do the business for us, then you'll go and get yourself a bigger move, and I don't see any problem at all with that. So you're showing ambition. A lot of Aberdeen fans might bristle at that, thinking you're a big club, but there's bigger fish out there, and he's going to, if he does the business at Aberdeen, then maybe he can go to England and fulfil what he wants to do.
You've got to admire the boy's confidence. He believes in his own ability. He thinks he's going to come here and do well, and if he does well, clubs down south will come and watch him and probably take him for a decent fee. So I don't mind that at all when a player shows clear ambition where he wants to go.
Yeah. Any slip-ups for the Dons?
I remember when Tam was at Hibs, he said he wanted to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's called blind ambition. Any slip-ups for the Dons? None. I take that. Silence is golden. Everybody's up for Aberdeen winning that match. Sorry, Tom, you're right. Ross County against Livingston. You couldn't drag me up to Dingwall to watch this one.
No, I'm going to sit in the fence in this one. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
I think it'll be a thriller. I'm going to go for 2 each.
Yeah, a thriller between Ross County and
I think
Livingston.
it'll surprise you, Peter, the goals in it.
Yeah, I must admit, sometimes I just look at the way. I don't know, I don't get excited by Livingston, but I think they deserve every bit of praise.
Oh, you've got to give them...
It's probably the pitch that annoys me, Barry. I just hate the pitch.
Yeah, but even some of their away performances, Peter,
Been
have
great,
been excellent.
I'm going to take it on the chin. Sorry, Livy fans, but
I think Gary Holt, I've got to be honest with you, I think he's done a great job. I know a lot of people going about the long throws, but there's got some good footballers as well.
On the deck, they have, you're right, 100%.
Technically very gifted footballers, so I think they'll go up there and get a result.
Yeah, so do I. I think they'll win 2-1. St Mirren against Hamilton. This one, Roughie, really does have serious implications because you always mention the fact that it's not against the top half where they're judged, it's against the clubs that potentially are in and around them. And St Mirren and Hamilton, for me, I'm picking Hamilton bottom position, St Mirren playoff position.
No, that's why we St Mirren with home advantage have got to win this one. This is the one that sort of gives you a wee bit of breathing space, if you can beat the people round about you. I know Hamilton did well at the weekend, but it's different now. They'll know they'll have to come out and try and win this game as well. So I've been impressed with St Mirren in the last 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm going to go St Mirren.
Yeah, I mean, the strange thing is, Tam, Ruffy's got a good point there. I watched Hamilton on their first half performance alone. They shouldn't be anywhere near the bottom half of the table. As Guillaume Bouzelan mentioned in the post-match press conference, if Ogpo could show that kind of form against the lesser teams, rather than being a real handful for Christopher Julian of Celtic, they wouldn't be in this position. He could be scoring goals week in, week out.
He was tremendous. The first 20 minutes until the lad gets sent off, I thought, what a player he was. He was giving Julian a nightmare at the back. Hamilton were well organised and well worth the lead. Obviously, sending off changes a game, but I just think Hamilton. I agree with Roughie. I think it's a different game tonight. I think they have to come out and try and get a result, and I think that will suit St Mirren. And I think St Mirren will beat them comfortably 3-0.
Barry?
I think it's got a draw written all over it.
Yeah.
I really do. I agree with you. I was so impressed with Hamilton, that formation. I can't see Brian Rice wanting to change that. And then on the hand, I think Jim Goodwin has got St Mirren set up really well. So it's a draw for me.
Yeah, okay. You can give us your opinion as ever. We'd love to hear what you think of not only the programme but your favourite team and how they're performing, or anything that's bugging you in Scottish football. Just as far as down south, I was just keeping my eye on that cup match between Liverpool and Shrewsbury. This time around, just one solitary goal, albeit an own goal, Roughie, but it's Liverpool's under-23s who've secured the next round of the FA Cup for the main team against Chelsea.
Yeah, it's amazing for the young boys that played last night. Obviously the carrot for them is to see if the manager thinks 2 or 3 of them are maybe good enough for the Chelsea game. So no, all credit to them. It just shows you when you've got that kind of system down there, sometimes you don't need to go out and buy foreign players if you can get the guys in that performed last night.
Yeah, albeit the Melwood, the whole training setup they've got there, Liverpool with a bunch of talented kids coming through as well. But the one thing I would say, that the overriding message here is quite simply the FA Cup has not got the same sparkle it once used to have, Tam.
No, it's not. It's not. It's, I felt a wee bit sad last night watching that. The under-23s playing for Liverpool. A traditional big club who's won the FA Cup probably loads of times, playing their under-23 players. Other teams resting all their players. The Premiership is everything, isn't it? The money involved, the Premiership, clubs, everything. They want to finish, 17th, just above, just want to stay up. And for me, it's the FA Cup's lost a lot of its lustre, and it's not something interesting. I didn't even watch the games last night, to be honest. Yeah,
I was just about to say to you, I was going to have a serious word with you if you stayed in to watch Liverpool's under-23s against Shrewsbury. That's when you've got no life, Barry.
Yep.
Barry watched it.
Yeah, no, I was
on his new telly.
I was out in the training field with my boys, working hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, if you haven't yet been signed by Barry at Kelty, there's still time, by the way. He's signing.
There's still money in the pot.
He's signing warning everybody, which means, Tam, there could be your 25th club on the way. Yet another. Yeah. Scathing.
Oh, he's put on a wee bit of beef.
All right.
Yeah. Well, there you are. Well, that rules me completely out of signing for Kelty. But nevertheless, they're playing a long ball game these days. I'm only kidding. You look at his face. Thank you very much for your comments, guys. And if you want to give us your thoughts, you can. On Twitter at PLZ Soccer. On our Facebook Live every day, you get a chance to put your point to the panel. And let's not forget YouTube as well. Ever increasing audiences. Thank you to each and every one of you for sharing our content as well. And the best thing you can do, if you've got a phone, download the PLZ Soccer app and you have it all at your fingertips. News breaking from right across the globe. Well worth it. And you can see the programmes as well as the podcast, which incidentally will be out on Friday morning. So from Roughie, from Tam McManus and from Barry Ferguson and myself, Peter Marson, thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.